what's up? It's Friday. It is Friday, and I didn't forget about y'all with all my mess going on. What's good? It's your girl Shan from She Gets It Pod. Welcome. We are at episode 16. This episode, I want to talk about be honest. You knew better. And in this episode, kind of flip the switch. I'm going to lay some more of my experiences on the table where I'm going to be honest about moments in relationships when I knew better. Maybe in my reflect moments in relationships where you knew better, but you proceeded to keep up your shit. You know, all about getting better. Same old, same old. Let's go. We have all experienced something. We have always been in something, even though we don't want to title it, even though we don't know what the hell it was when we were in it, but now we know what it was now that we're out of it. Either way, there are always moments in relationships where we as imperfect human beings knew better. For instance, at 17, me spending the night at my boyfriend's house without letting anyone know where I was, even though we were neighbors, even though he slept upstairs on the sofa and he was next door. It was a bad setup. It was a bad situation. Like, it gave my aunt at the time room to be like, oh, she's not here. I don't know where she is. All I saw and heard was my alarm go off and the garage door. Girl, between me and her, she knew where I was. She knew I knew where I was. But to her, it gave her room to paint a bad picture of me. Okay. I worked 3 jobs, had an internship, and went to college full time. I did not drive. I couldn't get up in the car and go anywhere. I wasn't running the streets. She knew I was next door, but to her, that was my fault. Allowing someone to convince me that, oh, just come over here and stay over, and knowing I'm like underage, that was dumb. So I knew better at the time. It's just like at that age, you get so caught up in the person you're talking to and all the love and all he cares about me that you get so caught up in the bullshit and you just do some shit that you know is going to end with drama. Okay. I know better now. I have 2 daughters, so I'm going to teach them better. Like, girl, I know you probably could be at their house. Don't let me come find you. Don't let me come find you is like the infamous black mama shit. Don't let me come get you. Don't let me come find you. Okay. All right. Next thing that I did around age 17 was allow somebody that I liked, a male, spend a week at my mom's apartment when I lived in Gwinnett, Georgia, without her knowing, because my room was at the front of the apartment. My mom's room was at the back, and my mom slept like a log. So him and his mom had this argument or whatever, and he came to my house like soaking wet in the rain. They ain't have shit. And I was like, all right, just come and you can stay here for the night. But the night turned into the next night and the next night and the next night. And no, we never fucked. Did he pre-cum on my pajamas because he was horny as fuck and I didn't want to fuck? Yes, he did. Did I fuck? No. And I wasn't giving no oral because, put it this way, I did not do any oral until my late year of 18. I thought that shit was disgusting. Like, the thought that you want these lips, these beautiful lips on that dick is atrocious. Now, let me get that on the side of my chicken as a side, but we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, I had no business having no boy staying a week at my mama's apartment with her not knowing he was there. He would come late at night, stay over, and either my mom would leave early in the morning to go wherever she wanted to go, and I would let him leave. And we were hanging out there all day. And I let him do that. And then when my mom did find out, was one morning she was going to church, and I never leave any locked doors. Like, my mom just see my titties, everything. We never locked doors in the apartment because it was just us. And she was like, why is the door locked? And she was like, is somebody in there? And she was like, whoever's in there, you need to leave. And then she went in her bathroom and she was like, who was in there? And I told her, oh, it was James. Who is James? And I explained to her it was James and the whole situation. She was like, fine. Don't ever hide something from me. You know, being that he's having a situation with his mom. Okay, he can stay. The girl let the boy stay another week. But it was like monitored. Like, he had to be out in the living room. He had to sleep in the living room, but she let him stay another week. My mom know that I wasn't holicious, okay? My mom know that I'm not fucking. And my mom knew that we wasn't like boyfriend and girlfriend. I just cared about this fool's well-being because I knew him from school, whatever. So she wasn't really worried about it. But am I going to do that with my daughters? Hell no. Hell no. My mom is she's a different type of Jamaican mom. Not the usual, okay? My mom does not believe in ass whoopings. My mom and I never fought. My mom and I never hated each other in real life. Like, she just gave me the space of trust, okay? And sometimes I teeter-tottered on it by doing things without notice. But she knew that I wasn't out here living ridiculous and doing ridiculous things. So that is something I knew better not to do, but I did it because, one, nobody would suspect because I never got in trouble. Two, I wasn't doing anything maliciously, spitefully bad. And three is kind of like, I'm just helping out a friend. You know what I'm saying? All right. At 18, I promise y'all, I'm not no fucking heathen. I'm not. At 18, woo! The Lord himself sent this specimen to my life to give me the illusion of love. Let me tell you about this. At 18, I had no business talking to a lying ass 26-year-old fine ass motherfucking man. Okay? But I did. He was a professional liar, okay? He groomed me mentally, sexually, in a womanly way to accept his ways that he shouldn't have displayed to me, right? And the whole time he had a one-up on me until he didn't. Knowingly, after months and months, shit wasn't adding up. And over time, because I was enjoying this ride, physically, mentally, emotionally, I was living in this invisible bliss and being caught up in my own heartbreak because, you know, shit has to come to an end. And it was just like 15 plus years since I've been 18 of off and on this. Now, fast forward later, we have a beautiful 3-year-old and a non-existent friendly relationship. Like, we are not friendly. We are not friends. We don't do none of that shit. Fall is coming. Fall is like my favorite time of the year. Autumn is my favorite season. So if you're looking for some merch, check your girl. Support the She Gets It podcast by getting you some merch. You know what I'm saying? You get some merch, you support, you get a little something out of it. You become a representative, an affiliate for She Gets It podcast. And I have sweatshirts on there, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need is on the She Gets It shop. Shop with Teespring. I'll go ahead and put the link up. Let's get back to the show. that was our fetus that interrupted me. But yeah, I had no business being in this relationship with this man. He had no business being in a relationship with me. He should have ended it plenty of times, and we just continued our shit because the fucking was amazing. The chemistry was amazing. We built some sort of friendship in the drama. And it was something I have never felt with a human being, even though I know aspects of our relationship was wrong. Even though I knew like the way he would talk to me was hella disrespectful sometimes. I remember training him on how to talk to me. I remember understanding what type of bitch he meant when he spoke. Like if he said bitch a certain way, I knew it wasn't like, oh, you the bitch in this. I knew it was like a different type of bitch. If he said bitch, it meant different things. He was from the Midwest. He was from Milwaukee. Like I learned things about him. I said like, okay, this is what you're going to have to change in order for us to communicate. And we grew over the years, over the decades, you know what I'm saying? Even though the whole process of it was fucked up because he was in a relationship with his child's mother during the whole process that I had to come to find out. But we all know that we always find out the truth about the person we're dealing with when we're too caught up, okay? And it takes a responsible human being, someone who is willing to take the hurt now and not the hurt later to end that shit. And clearly, I figured out a way to have him in my life where I found my own benefits. And that's why it has gone on for so long. And here we are with the 3-year-old. And my lesson with that was like, it was like being in 10 relationships at the same time. Okay. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with 10 different dicks to learn the lessons I've learned in that relationship. But at the same time, a lot of things in that relationship could have been avoided. At the same time, I'm going to raise my daughters to understand that you don't stay with anyone who doesn't like themselves, period, because they'll disrespect anybody and anything. They'll lie about anything and anybody. You don't stay where you're being verbally abused, physically abused, mentally manipulated. You don't focus on, oh, remember all the good shit they did after they did some spiteful, disgusting, rude shit to you. Like, you don't stay in that. And I'm raising 2 daughters to understand that you don't stay in that. And I'm not going to be on mute about my experiences with my daughter. And I don't want to be on mute about my experiences with my listeners either. Like, if there's any women out there and you have been physically, mentally, emotionally, mentally disrespected and manipulated, get the fuck out of that shit. Get out of that shit. Okay? It's just unwarranted. A lot of people need to do their work by themselves. You don't need to be in a relationship with someone that needs to do their work. They need to do their work single and then come back into a relationship if that is a possibility later. Like, that's the healthiest way to do that shit. Not while they're going through their shit. So yeah, that's that. I knew better at 20, having a relationship with a man who we were really good friends with in college, who respected me and cared about me. I don't have anything bad to say about that relationship, but what I will say for me, ignoring characteristics that he lacked that I thought I could do without and killing a good friendship in the process was dumb. If you find yourself, ladies, or gentlemen, if you find yourself in a relationship where you have to disregard the things you love and like, where you have to try to think future wise that, okay, maybe I could do without ever, having animals because this person hates animals. Maybe I could do without, having my kids ever go to a zoo because this person is scared of anything that has 4 legs. Maybe I could do without my man, my husband being able to defend me or protect me in public around other individuals and not punk the fuck out. If you find yourself trying to imagine that shit and it makes your nipples turn inward, it is a turn off. That is not the person for you. And I had to learn that there were things about me that I know I needed from the man that was dicking me down, from the man that I was supposed to grow in a relationship with, that he could not be. And it is not because he's a bad person. It's just, that's just not who he was. And because our friendship was so great, because everything was so good and we never argued and we never had a bad argument or hated each other. There was an instance when I was in college still. He already graduated. And I was like, I got to break up with him. I got to make up this fake reason on why I can't do this relationship no more. I'm talking about I had keys to his apartment. I babysat his apartment while he worked out of state. I stayed over his house. We did everything together. We shopped for his apartment, everything. And I just made up this fake reason on why I need to break up. And the reason why I did that was because how do you tell a man that, you know what, I care about you, I love our friendship, I appreciate you in this relationship, I appreciate that you care for me, but there's characteristics about you that I don't understand as a man that I need that you don't have. So I have to break up with you. There's no way to, even though I verbally formulated that shit right then and there with the quickness, there's no way to say that to somebody that you actually care for without fucking crushing the fuck out of them. And I tried to break up with him. And I did break up with him. I remember telling him, anything I left at your apartment, just throw it in the trash. We don't need to do no exchange or anything. And I remember giving him his key, the whole drama shebang. And I went a week and a half. I'm just yo, I actually miss this person. But not miss this person as my man, my boyfriend. Miss this person as a friend. And I was damn. I think I'm probably going to have to endure some horrible ass fucking and just some characteristics out of a relationship that I'm just not going to have, and just be happy with what I do have with this person. Fast forward, it came to another halt. And it was where he was either choosing to move to New York or I was choosing to move to LA. And I needed a man to confidently give me I got you. And he couldn't do it. And he was insecure and afraid that I was going to get to LA and I'm going to be I don't want to be with you no more, and dip on him, which is fair. Because when I got a feeling, I got a notion, I usually move, right? But the thing is, I knew that relationship was partial. He knew, I'm not fully confident that she really wants to be in this. And it just wasn't right, so that never happened. My lesson was, you don't ever change for people. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you care for them, you change for yourself. And if there's things about you that you don't want to change, be honest about that. If there's things about you that you need out of a relationship, be honest about that. Don't fake like this relationship is the nooks and crannies of your life if it ain't. Don't fake like this dicking down that they're dishing is the nooks and crannies of your motherfucking vagina ass life if it ain't. Because you're going to be with that. And they're going to be looking at you like, you always love this dick. And in your head, you go, and your vagina going to be like, no, we don't. Sorry. Your vagina going to be like, no, we don't. We hate that dick. And we hate your fuck faces. And we hate the fact that anytime there's a motherfucking spider around or a dog, we gotta motherfucking cross the street. Like, that, you can't be living like that. So, if you can't live like that, be honest with yourself and be like, you know what? I'm not even going to put me or my vagina in this situation. He deserves to be with someone who can 100% appreciate everything his mama is allowing him to be given to a woman. I'm just not it. Okay? Next up, after I go handle my momly duties, I'm going to talk about good relationships must-haves. All right? I'll be back. All right. She is back. All right. So, to me, in my motherfucking opinion, all relationships need some balance. You're going to have some great days with your person, and you're going to have some days where you're not really feeling your person. But that's natural. You know why? Because we're human. Okay? We have moods, and the thing is, being with someone that can respect your moods and give you your space. Give me 5 feet. I love you, but right now I can't do this right now. Okay? Somebody that can respect that. Misunderstandings are supposed to happen. They're normal. You're growing people. You're learning people. Okay? But the respect should always be consistent. The respect should be constantly given. You don't disrespect somebody just because you don't understand them. You don't disrespect somebody because you don't know how to use your words, okay? If you're going to be toddlers, I'm going to treat you like a toddler, okay? You don't throw things. You don't put your hands on me. No, you don't. Like, okay? Understanding. Trust. Trust is a motherfucking must, okay? If trust is hard for you, abort. Abort. If trust is hard for you, abort. That tells you personally that you have some work to do by yourself. Stop wasting people's time if you have a trust issue, because there's nothing that they're going to be able to do, fix, or try that is going to make you comfortable because you're uncomfortable within yourself. Okay? Space between your person is healthy as fuck. Space between a person you loving and loving on and loving with. It breeds appreciation. If I can't feel what it feels like without you, how am I supposed to understand why you're here? Okay? There's two different things. What else? Be with someone who supports you 110 motherfucking percent. Everything can't be about them all the time. Okay? Understand that. Be with someone who supports you and gives you their honest effort. Not, oh, I know, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Not no afterthought shit. Like, you took out the time, you remembered, you did everything that you could, and you showed up when I thought you couldn't type shit, okay? Next, do not compromise on characteristics and values that you need, period. Because it's going to be like this constant rotation of you guys coming back to the same shit that you're missing and the same shit that you need. If they can't fulfill it, be honest and be like, you know what? I understand everything you're asking for, but this upgrade right here ain't got that feature. We ain't got that feature, okay? So you're going to have to find someone that has that feature for you, because 1, I can't do it. 2, I'm not doing it. And 3, I don't care to do it. And that's an honest discussion. It's not about someone being selfish. It's about them being fucking honest that I can't keep my word. I can't commit to the things that you want from someone in a relationship. I don't believe in monogamy. I don't, and I'm just saying examples. It's not me legit. I don't want to see you every fucking day. I don't want to have more kids. Or I want 12 kids. Like, certain shit you can save time for by just being fucking honest, okay? Lastly, grow with the relationships that didn't work as much as you grow with the relationships that did work, okay? That might go over some of y'all motherfuckers' heads, okay? Let me say it in another voice. Grow with the relationships that did not work just as much as you grow with the ones that did work. Because the relationships that did not work tells you a lot about yourself, your needs, and your wants. And then also, if you think back on it honestly, where you can honestly say, you know what, this is where I fucked up. It tells you things that you need to work on individually, okay? Because a lot of people may find themselves repeating the same bullshit that was fucked up in the last relationship and the relationship before that. You know why? Because you're not evaluating what you could have did better from the last shit you was in. And that's it, okay? So you knew better back in the day. Since time is going forward, you're going to know better and you're going to do better. Because we can't keep repeating the same old shit, asking for someone better when we're not even giving a better us to anyone. My name is Shan. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm just giving y'all my honest feedback about shit that I've done that I knew I shouldn't have done in my past, that I feel like I'm ready to completely take in someone that could be as blunt, bold, and honest about the shitty things that come with them, the things that they've been working on, and the great things about them without hiding that shit. Like, I don't want to know the negative things that come with you 3 months after we're in a relationship. I don't have the space. I have children. I have a life going on. I'm adulting. I'm a motherfucking Gemini. I like spontaneous shit. And if you can't handle my fluctuations, I don't want to waste your time. Because time is everything. Time is just not money. Time is everything. Okay? I don't look cute in orange. I don't believe that I can live in a 4x4 cage, cell, or anything. And I don't want to be on Snap because you out here wasting my motherfucking time. So if I'm sure, meet me halfway and you be sure too. My name is Shan. Thank you for listening to She Gets It. I'm out of here to my next motherfucking episode. And you know what's coming. If you going trick-or-treating tomorrow, wear your motherfucking mask. Keep your motherfucking distance. And if you try to prank me, I'm going to bust you in your motherfucking lip. Peace.